Hey everybody, welcome back. I just wanted to do a part two about this BonaVita electrical kettle. I thought I had fixed it, but it still had gremlins. So what I found were a couple loose connections, and I'll go over those and things you can check if yours stops working. And maybe the first thing to check, if you have no power whatsoever, you got to take everything apart. So, but if you have no power whatsoever, it might be this fuse. But mine was good. And if you don't hear the relay click, it might be this. Sometimes you can take these apart and clean the contacts, and they might work. But I don't know. You can just get a new one too. I checked my caps; they were fine. This resistor gets hot. And some people think that it being this close to this Zener diode, 24 volt Zener diode, causes the Zener to fail, or they help each other fail. I don't know. Mine were fine. I checked voltages here, between here and here, just to make sure there was continuity. This is ground on the black wire, or common, I guess. It's not really ground. It's not connected to the ground of the actual metal. There was a 3.3 volt, a 5 volt, I think. And I don't know what the other voltage was. Maybe 2 5 volts? I don't know. What I found was that this connector had a cold solder joint. So this was loose. These two joints here were loose. And while I was in there, I kind of touched them all up. This guy here, it's a crimp-on spade connector, but it was loose. Like I could go like this and move it. There was a little corrosion. So what I did is I tried to crimp it back on, and one of the sides of the crimp piece broke off. And so I was like, screw it. I'm going to crimp the one side down, and then I just soldered it. And that helped. This, I noticed, was completely loose. It was just kind of floating in there. That's for the temperature sensor. These two are temperature sensor. The white and the red go to the kettles. No, they touch these. But anyway, so things to check. Hopefully you have a display. If you don't have a display, you might be screwed. I don't know. Like, there's a 0 ohm resistor somewhere in here you could check. Maybe that went bad. There it is. But I don't know if that's gone, or this microcontroller's screwy. You might be SOL. I don't know. But just make sure these contacts stick up out from the other side in this piece, and you can see them, and they're not like crumpled down, and like they're all at kind of the same level, and that should be enough. At least that's what I thought, until I kept trying it and it wasn't working after I fixed all of these little glitches. So then I decided, well, I haven't taken apart this part yet, so in desperation, I started testing every connection and checking for continuity too, from this side via these wires and whatever else connects, and this while it was sitting on the actual base with this bottom plastic shroud pulled off carefully. So what I found was there was no continuity from this, which this red goes back up around to this, and that's the coil, the heating coil. That's the other side. So I didn't get continuity on top of this little, I think it's a bimetallic thingy for like heat protection or something, overheat. But there was no connection. So what I did is I hooked up to which one does it go to? I think it goes to this outer. One goes to the inner. One end of the coil, the heating coil, is to this inner post, and the other one is the outer. The two in between are the temperature control, the thermistor, leads, conductors, whatever. Anyway, if you get under here with a small screwdriver underneath the contact that this top contact touches down on, and push it up until you get continuity between here, or you can just like test here. It's probably more thorough of a test. And then magically my kettle started working 100% perfect. It didn't stop heating and just sit there, and the temperature starts going down at various random temperatures. Like it would do it at 160, 70, 170 once. Yeah, you would go to start it, it would not move. It would just be ambient water sitting there with the light on, doing nothing. And that was because this was not touching. Currently, there was some damage to this base piece where the screws go in, and I'm going to be letting that dry overnight before I put this back together. But I did test it, and it's working 100%. While I was in there, I checked the thermistor, like, silicone thingy, and made sure that it wasn't jammed up or broken and leaking. I think it did have a little small leak, so if you do have one of these, I wouldn't recommend leaving water in it overnight or like for long periods of time. Just dump it out when you're finished. And that might prolong the life of it for you. I don't know. Maybe not. And that's about all I got for this. It's a pretty simple device. It's actually kind of elegant. Yeah. I would recommend this kettle, except to take it back if you have any trouble or call the company. Yeah, I don't know. I've heard that they're okay with responding to problems. But it does look like this thing is from 2013, I think. So it's got some years on it. But it's going to keep going, hopefully. So thanks for watching, and happy coffee times. Bye.